Well, Preecy, Curzon Ashton 2, Chorley 0. Where do you begin to pick the bones out of that one?
Well, with the 2 goals we've conceded are really poor. It's a long ball flicked on, and Brad's gone through. Fair play, he's finished it well. And then another ball in our box where we haven't cleared the second and third phase, and Spencer's got a chance to tap in. We've got to do better in those situations, because we're keeping teams down to minimal chances. Can't think of Matty having too much to do, and we've lost 2 games over the weekend and today, where the keeper's been man of the match. We've got to be more ruthless when we get in and around the box. Yeah, we've hit the target a lot, and the keepers had to make saves, and it's hit the post, and they've cleared stuff off the line. But we just have to be that little bit more ruthless, and it's tough to take. When you lose 2-0 and you start saying that you feel that you should have won the game, then people will laugh at you. But oh my God, first half, we were excellent first half. As good as we've played at Curzon that I can remember. Totally dominated, and sometimes in games you're better off being lucky than good, and it was just one of those games. It's a bit galling, but the 2 goals that we conceded weren't good enough, and the goal that we conceded on Saturday weren't good enough. So ultimately you end up losing games that you should on other days winning. But you have to be positive. After a performance like that, all the lads give everything. We talked about how we wanted to play. I don't think Curzon expected us to play how we did, and they struggled with us. I'm happy with how we're progressing. We're still in a great position, but it could be so much better. But there's lots of positivity. We've had to make a fair few changes again today. Ella wasn't fit. It's been difficult. These 7 games have been so difficult, and there'll be another difficult one on Saturday. The amount of injuries we've had, and they're not like muscle injuries. They're just freaky stuff again. Which seems to haunt us. To be in the position we are and the way we're playing as well. Credit to the lads. Credit to the lads who are coming in and playing. It's just disappointing that they didn't get the rewards today.
Frustration, but a lot of positives out there, and one who really stood out from my point of view was Luke Summerfield, who's handed his first start for the club today. What were your thoughts on his performance?
I thought he's excellent. Yeah, he just gives you that calm head. Just links well, always looking to be positive with the ball. I thought he was really good. There were good performances all over the pitch. We just couldn't score. Harvey's come back in. He's been really struggling with his fitness. Played 90 minutes. Probably shouldn't have played 90, but we didn't have any choice. I thought he was excellent. Jack Moore coming in again. And another good performance. Craig coming back in. The lads who come in have done well again. It's I just look at them and feel proud that I'm the manager of that group, because they are playing really well at the minute. We're in a fantastic position. Just the results haven't gone for us. I can't ask more of the lads. They're doing everything that I'm asking them to do, and they're doing more, and they're working out themselves on the pitch, and first half, I don't think Curzon knew which way to turn, but you got to punish teams, and we couldn't punish them. And then on the break, a couple of times at the end, we could end up losing 3-0 like we did last year. So yeah, on reflection, we've got to do better with the goals we're conceding, because we're conceding too many goals for the amount of chances that teams are creating. And obviously, at the other end, although we scored a lot the last 2 games, for some reason it's just the ball's not gone in, and we just need to be better at that end. In between, we've been very, very good. Yeah, lots, like you say, lots of positivity.
I guess then time now to look forward to this Saturday. We host AFC Telford United at home, and we've made home quite the fortress over recent years, and I guess looking to bounce back quickly.
Yeah, look, we've been really good at home, and this period of 8 games in a month, is it, or less than a month? It just takes its toll. We just need to, if we can get through this 8th game and be in a stronger position as we are, then at least then we get a couple of 3 or 4 weeks where there's no midweek games, unless we draw in FA Cups, where we can refresh, regroup, sort 1 or 2 out. Obviously we've got we may have a few long-term ones with George, Scott Wilson, and Cole, but it'll be able to refresh some of the lads who just carrying some niggles. So we probably need that little recharge, but it's a big game on Saturday. I think we're still in the playoffs, nearly 2 points per game, which would have got you promoted last year. So I'll finish on positivity again, and the fans, fair play to them. I think they got it. I think they got it tonight. That that the lads have give everything. Yeah, you moan a bit about defending for the goals, and maybe we should have been better in front of goal. But as far as the performance and the commitment and everything, they give their all, like the fans give us everything, which is important, and we need that again on Saturday. We need a big crowd, and we need to bounce back if we can, with 3 points on Saturday. But it'll be tough. Telford are a good side, good manager, got promoted last year. It'll be difficult, like every game in this league is.